you can pretty much set your watch by Liverpool's transfer business these days, because for some reason in this transfer window at the moment, something always seems to happen on a Friday afternoon, doesn't it? And here we are with a major update again on a Friday, just about as everyone's finishing work. Some news to get our teeth into, and of course it is a massive one. I'm of course talking about the news that Liverpool have had a bid rejected by Newcastle for the striker Alexander Isak. Now, it's my understanding that that bid was worth £110 million, so a flat fee, no add-ons or no extras involved in the deal, nothing discussed beyond that, and that bid, that £110 million bid, was immediately rejected by Newcastle. Now, the fact there was no add-ons involved or anything complex about the bid, I think suggests that it's very much an opening bid, a kind of opening salvo that Liverpool would use as a point to negotiate from, and generally that's how these things work in these transfer business, that usually you put an offer in that you know is not going to get accepted and work from there to find an agreement. But it doesn't look like that's going to be the case here, because Newcastle have completely rejected it out of hand, and it's to such a degree, in fact, that it's kind of, I guess, took Liverpool by surprise a little bit. Such was the swiftness and the clarity of Newcastle's response, I'm told, that Liverpool are now not even currently considering a second bid for Isak, because they've been given no signs that Newcastle are willing to negotiate or even discuss things further. So that's how things stand for Liverpool. The swiftness, as I say, and the clarity of the response so firm that they have no plans for a second bid. Now, that might have a few fans losing hope that Alexander Isak is not going to be a Liverpool player in the end, and I must stress that is a possibility. I know for all the the speculation you see and you read about it so much, it's easy to become convinced that it's absolutely going to happen. There is a world where this doesn't happen. You have to state that, because before anyone gets the hopes up, very much the Saudi owners of Newcastle can put the foot down, can't they? Eddie Howe could decide the same, because the player still has 3 years remaining on his contract. But why I think there's still a little bit of hope for Liverpool here, and Liverpool supporters who are keen to get Isak through the door, is that the ball is still in Newcastle's court, as it has been for a long time. They may not be ready to negotiate now, but that might not be the end of things. As we get closer towards the end of the transfer window, maybe that stance will soften further and Newcastle will be more amenable to entering a negotiation. And I think the key reason that they're not at the moment is that they are nowhere, are they, in terms of seeking replacements for Isak worthy to sell him. Now, we know there's been big interest in Benjamin Sesko at RB Leipzig, but a bit of a spanner in the works for both Newcastle and Liverpool, in that Manchester United have now entered the race. And say what you want about them, they're not in Europe next season, but they're a massive club, aren't they, who could appeal to someone like Sesko. They'll certainly be able to offer big wages as well still, certainly if they clear the books a little bit as well. So that is a problem for Newcastle. Now, if you can't get Sesko, that creates its own issues. They're also struggling to get a deal for Yohan Wissa at Brentford over the line, aren't they? Brentford, again, not playing ball. Wissa seemingly kind of on strike at the moment, not massively dissimilar to what Isak's doing to try and get a move, but doesn't seem like active negotiations are happening there. So Newcastle need forwards. They've already lost Callum Wilson. They look like they're about to lose Isak, or that is a real risk for them this summer. So they need to get two centre forwards in, and they haven't even got one at the moment. So I think you can understand from their perspective why they would reject this bid out of hand, why they wouldn't say, okay, well, we wouldn't accept 110 million, but maybe 120 with these add-ons. And, that's why that dialogue is not open. So I think a big part of this, to me, seems that they need to get one of these striker signings over the line. If not Sesko, if not Wissa, maybe an Ollie Watkins, who's said to be on the list. Rodrigo Muniz, who's at Fulham as well, has been touted as a potential target. But they just need to get someone, because they're really, really short on bodies. So, like I say, this is not the end of the story. Still a long way to go in this window, and Newcastle's firm response is worth reading into to a certain degree, but as I say, I don't think it closes the matter completely. I think what all Liverpool fans should be keeping an eye on now is what Newcastle do in the market. If they start to move forward with signings, if they do actually finally get a striker over the line, then I think that will give Liverpool the green light. But that has to happen first. And as I say, Liverpool's stance at the moment is, and as far as I'm told, is that they won't be making a second bid until they're given any encouragement. And they're certainly not getting that at the moment from Newcastle. So very much a waiting game. And I guess for Liverpool fans who really want to sign Isak, should be cheering on Eddie Howe and the recruitment staff at Newcastle to get something over the line there, because I think it's absolutely crucial to a deal getting done. So that's all the information I have at the moment. Do let me know your thoughts on that one. It's turning into a bit of a saga, this one, isn't it, really? Doesn't look like Isak's going to be at Liverpool for the very start of the season because we're running out of time. But can Liverpool get a deal over the line before the transfer deadline in September? We'll see. An awful lot of moving parts and an absolutely fascinating tale which has had another twist today. So as I say, do let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. Should Liverpool move on? Should they keep pursuing Isak? Is this a move that they should be desperate to make? Do let me know your thoughts on that. And if you can like and subscribe as well, that's massively appreciated. And I'll see you guys very soon.